Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, the one and only the Mathster. Thank you guys for joining back. And this is a more kind of last minute preparation. The August SAT is this Saturday in the morning, and so I know some of you guys might be taking that. But if taking the SAT in the future, some other month, or just some other time, this video is a great preparation that I made. This is the May 2022 International SAT document. It's available online if you just search up 2022 May International SAT. Okay, see if I can, yeah. So y'all can see that. Okay. But this is available. We're gonna do the math no calc section in about 25 minutes. I think that's the time given. We're gonna answer these 20 questions. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And please like this video if you really enjoyed it and are more confident for the SAT. I'm really trying to help you with the math section, and you might also look into the calculator part as well. But we're doing the no calc section. All right. So I think that's everything I needed to say. So let's get started. All right. Let's do this. All right, number one, the table below shows some corresponding values of x and corresponding values of y. There's a linear relationship between x and y, which in the following equation represents the relationship. Okay, so between x and y, you can clearly tell that as x is increasing, y is increasing. Um, and it looks like, well, let's see, this is 1/2 and then plus 2. No, let's see, times 2 plus 4. So I think C makes sense, right? If y equals 2x plus 4, so 5 times 2 is 10, and then 10 plus 4 is 14. 10 times 2 is 20, 20 plus 4 is 24, 5 times 2 is 30, 30 plus 4 is 34. So yes, number 1 is C. Alright, pretty basic. Alright, number 2, well, let's do an exponential function over here. It says the graph of the exponential function f is shown, where the value of x is f of x equal to 0. So when f of x equals 0, yeah, that is huge. When f of x is equal to 0, then we're at this point right over here. It's when y equals 0. When y is 0. And you can just kind of stretch out the line, I guess. But you can see it's at this point, the point 4. So the answer is 4. So it looks like the answer would be D for number 2. So number 2 is D. Alright. Number 3, we have what value of x is the solution to the given equation. I mean, let's be honest, y'all. It's just plus 6. Just plus 6. So 56. So number 3 is D. Alright. Okay. Pretty easy so far. Let's move on to number 4. This one says the function g is defined by g of x equals 2x plus 1. Alright. What is the value of g of x when x is equal to 1? So just plug in 1, so it's 2 plus 1, which is 3, so number 4 is A. Right? I'm going to write it out. It's too easy. But if you need any help, just let me know. Okay, number 5. The graph shows the model. We have another exponential function over here. This one looks like a model and value in dollars of an investment. So I can like move this? No, it seems annoying. Whatever. Model the value in dollars of investment over time and years after its amount is deposited. So it looks like the original value is $100, as you can see right over here. Eventually deposited this much, and then it's just exponential graph going up. Alright, according to the graph, how many years does it take for the value of the investment account to double? So you can see that at 0 years it's 100. So you could say 0, 100 is a point. Now let's say, when does it double? So what's twice of 100? 200. So how many years does it take for it to become 200? Well, 200 is right here. So if I extend the line, I'm thinking about this point. Well, how much is this incrementing by? Let's get our x-axis. I think by 2, 2, 4, 8, 6, 10, right? Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This divided by 2, yep. So this would be 12, and this would be 14, 16, 18, 20. 16, 18, 20, yep. So this would be 14. So in 14 years, it has doubled. Alright, so that's all it takes. So number 5 is D. Alright, let's move on to number 6. It says, in 1845, a family had $18 to purchase flour and bacon for the trip along the Oregon Trail to California. The graph shows the possible combinations of flour and bacon. Okay, that they can purchase. So if they have $18, so it looks like if they're only purchasing bacon, no pounds of flours. Well, this is 100 pounds of flour. They're looking at about like 375 pounds of flour for $18. Alright, which is a pretty good deal, I guess. I mean, 1845 money is a lot more than $18 now. Alright, so Let's see. So these are possible combinations. So it's based on the graph. What is the price of 100 pounds of flour? So the easiest way to do it is assuming, let's say we buy no bacon. We just buy flour. How much, if we don't want to buy any bacon, but we want to spend all our $18, how much flour can you buy? We can buy 900. Imagine you spend $18 and we get 9 pounds of flour. You can get 900 pounds of flour for $18. Right? $18, yeah. Okay. So, um, so basically, you can get 900 for $18. So how much can you get, or how much does it cost for $100? So you just divide that by 9, divide by 9, that's 2. So for $2 you can buy 100 pounds of flour. So the answer is B for number 6. Alright, cool. Number 7. Okay, that's a problem, but it's kind of exponential. The given equation relates the distinctive positive numbers Q, R, S, and T, which equation correctly expresses T in terms of Q, R, and S. We want T by itself, right? So I'll kind of just erase it a little bit. So it's T to the power of S equals R to the power of Q. Alright, now we want T by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it to the power of 1 by S. I'm not going to divide it by T to the power of S because then it would be, well, T to the power of S over T to the power of S is just T to the power of S minus S, which is T to the power of 1 actually. Yeah. But then I guess we'd have to divide it for the other side also. So, I mean, you could think of it like that, but instead, it's to the power of 1 by S, so we just get T to the power of 1. Alright? Alright. So, how can we do that? So what we can do is, if we're raising this to the power of 1 by S, we got to raise this also to the power of 1 by S. So T to the power of 1 equals R to the power of Q by S. So T equals R to the power of Q by S, because Q to the power of 1 is the same thing, and it goes with answer choice A. So number 7 is A. Alright, that is done. Let's go on to number 8. Which polynomial is equivalent to this? Alright. So let's see here. I guess the best thing would be to just factor it out. It doesn't matter which way you go. I guess we'll do the x squared first. And then you also want to differentiate. So you're first going to have our biggest exponential term of this is going to be 12x. And then if it's 2 and 3, you don't multiply, you add. So you add the exponent, 12x to the power of 5. So I guess only option C has 12x to the power of 5. So the answer is C. And you're not going to get an x to the power of 5 anywhere else. And this is the only one with an x to the power of 5, I believe, right? This is going to be an x cubed. And well, let's see, this is going to be an x squared. This is going to be an x cubed. And this is just going to be a term. So yes, number 8 is C. Alright, you don't have to solve the rest, which is pretty neat if I do say so for myself. Alright. Number 9. What is the graph of the equation y equals x plus 2 to the whole squared minus 4? You can't use a calculator on this one. You can't graph it. I mean, you could visually graph it if you wanted to. You can try to make a parabola. But this is in vertex form. Vertex form is usually x. That is not the letter x. I don't even know my letters. It's usually x minus h the whole square and then dot something plus k. Usually something like that. Because if you put in, for example, let's say you put in y of negative 2, then what's going to happen? Well, if you put negative 2, you get negative 2 plus 2 is 0, and 0 squared is just 0, and when at negative 2, it's going to equal negative 4. So we need a point negative 2, negative 4, where negative 4s are y, and negative 2s are x. It's the opposite of what's inside. So we need our vertex point to be negative 2, negative 4, meaning that it might be the highest or lowest point on our graph. Alright, so let's see which one has negative 2, negative 4 as an option. This one has the negative 2, but this is at 0. This one is not negative 2. This one's also not negative 2. This one is negative 1, negative 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, option D has our vertex point negative 2, negative 4. So number 9 is D. Alright, cool. Okay, so there's that. Number 10. And the given function p is a graph in the xy plane where y equals p of x. What is an x-intercept of the graph? So x-intercept is just when y equals 0, that's the x-intercept. And when can we get it? Well, luckily it's already in factored form for us, so you don't even need to multiply or do anything. Our points are -1. Just set all these factors equal to 0. So if x plus 1 is 0, then x is -1, -2, -3. So we have 3 x-intercepts, and it looks like it's a cubic function because our highest term will be to the power of 3. Right? So, an x-intercept, well, -1, -2, -3. It looks like -3 is an option, so number 10 is B. Alright. Number 11. Okay, we have this equation, y equals 3x plus 12. Of the two linear equations and a system is given, the system has no solution. Which equation could be the second equation in the system? Okay. So, if it has no solutions, that means it's two parallel lines like this or like this, and usually means m is the same, so same slope, but a different y-intercept. When it's in the form of y equals mx plus b, our linear equation, our m is the same, our slope is the same, but our b is different. If our b was the same, we would have infinitely many solutions, I and s, but you need the same slope, but a different y-intercept. Now, if you have different slope and different y-intercept, they could intercept at some or multiple points. But in this case, no solutions means the m is the same, but the b is different. That means it needs to be, our equation needs to have the same m. Well, in this case, our m equals 3, right here. This is our slope. Y is 3, run 1. So we need, again, y equals 3x plus something that is not 12. Our b has to be different. So, well, let's see. Oh, they're in factored form. Well, these are going to be 4x, and 4 is not equal to 3, so we can eliminate option C and option D. So these two are good. B gives us 3x plus 12, because 3 times 4 is 12, which will give us the same exact equation, so we'll have infinitely many solutions. This one is y equals 3x plus 9. It's the same slope but different y-intercept, so there will be no solution, so the answer is A. We have these two parallel lines. Alright, cool. That's number 11. Number 12, which expression is equivalent to sine of 50? If you have not taken trigonometry, then this question might be a little bit difficult to you. I took trigonometry the summer of my sophomore year in high school, so obviously I know exactly how to do this problem. But here's the thing. One thing I think a good trigonometry thing you should know is that, let's see, sine, or actually, let me write like this, so easier to understand. Sine of A is equal to the cosine of 90 minus A. What if we call it B, and B is 90 minus A? Hope you see that? Nope. Because I'm lying all the way to the right. I'll write it at the bottom so I can see it. I'll write it over here. Sine, I'm going to repeat myself. Sine A is equal to the cosine of 90 minus A. And you should know this because you can't use a calculator to check if it works or not. And plus, it's a waste of time. Anyway, this is a rule you should know. And of course, you can't see it. Can I scooch it over, maybe? Yeah, this will work. There, that's good. So you can see that, right? So basically, in this case, and the vice versa is also true. Cosine of A equals 90 minus, or equals sine minus 90 minus A. So in this case, sine of 50 is equal to the cosine of, what's 90 minus 50? 40. Like, kind of like complementary, I guess. You think of it like that. So the answer is B. Obviously, it doesn't make any sense. C is wrong and D is wrong. Go with B. Alright, just a little trigonometry thing you should know. Trying to help you out with that. Okay, now let me zoom back out to this. There we go. Okay, number 13. We have a triangle. We have triangle KLM is shown. It's similar to triangle RST, not shown. And I think it says for angles R and angle S correspond to angle K and angle L, so corresponding angles. Respectively, R is equals to 3KL, which the following statements are true. Okay, I'm going to try to draw myself a triangle similar to this. With the points with the triangle RST, and I think RS, well, it says angle R and S correspond to K and L. So R would be going here, and S would be going here. RS go with KL. And then it says that RS is equal to 3 times KL, so it's a lot bigger than this triangle. So something like this, this, and then this. It's a bigger triangle, okay? And this is R, S, KL, RS, and then of course T. Okay, well we know this is 20, and then RS, they said, is 3KL. So every side length in this bigger triangle is 3 times it. So like, if they said that this is RS, this is 3 times KL. We don't know what KL is. We do know that LM is 20, so this should be 3 times 20, which is 60. So this is 60. ST is 60. And we don't know what RT is. Alright. And then the angles are the same. The angles don't change. It's not like the 3 times the angle, no. Let's say this is like 100 degrees or something. An angle can't, all the sum of the angles have to add up to 180 degrees. Okay. So it's not going to work out like that. So this is still going to be 15, and then these two, or whatever these angle measures are, angle L and angle M. So the measure of angle R is 45 degrees. Nope, it's still 15. ST equals 60 up, we established that. It's 2 only, 13 is B. That is a basic geometry kind of level question that you should be able to do. Alright, number 14. Here user propane grilled for an average of 11 hours per week. Her grill can run an average of 18 hours per 20-pound tank. Kia would like to reduce her weekly expenditure on propane by $5, assuming propane costs $60 per 20-pound tank. Which equation can Kia use to determine how many fewer average hours each she should use her grill each week? Alright. So, kind of process elimination question. So let's see here. First of all, notice how we have all the equation in the form of something over something times h equals something. Now you kind of got to figure out, what is 6? Well, the only way you could get 6 in your answer is if you 11 minus 5, but why would you subtract hours per week by dollars? It doesn't make sense. A and C are wrong. Like, it has to equal 5. And this is a 5, right? And this 5 basically means the number of hours. The number of hours, or sorry, 5 is the cost. So our numerator has to do something along the lines of cost as well, because they both have h. So does 18 or 16 have something to do with cost? 18 has to do with hours per 20-pound tank, and 16 has to do with cost. It says propane costs $16 per 20-pound tank. So it has to be option D. Why? Because you have cost, and then what is h? Well, h is nothing but I think hours, fewer average hours. So h is hours and 18 is hours, so they're both going to cancel out, hours over hours. Because if you do hours times hours, you put the 18 on top, then it's going to become like hours squared or something. No. And then so you need your cost on the top and your hours on the bottom. Right. And yeah, the 11 doesn't matter for this question. It just says, okay, she has an average of 11 hours, 11 hours each week, my bad. It says on average 18 hours per 20-pound tank. Okay, so this is how much she wants to reduce it. It's going to be the cost over the number of hours. Okay. Alright, I guess the 20 doesn't really matter for this question either. Okay. Alright. And so if there are more hours, then it's going to be $16 per 20-pound tank. Okay. How many fewer average hours? Fewer average hours. Yeah. Okay, so 16 is D. Not 16, 14 is D. Alright. Number, what are we at, 15? Okay. This one, which of the following expressions is equivalent to this whole thing? Alright. So, first thing we're going to do is, you notice we have to square it and then raise to the power of 1/5. So, which one will do that first? So first let's square it. So 2 squared is 4. Square root of x squared is just x. Minus, and remember, if it's a minus b the whole squared, then it's a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So it's in that form only. So if we squared the first term, right? 2 root x, so 2 squared is 4, root x squared is just x, minus, we multiply these two together. We get 4 times the square root of xy. We can put it all under the same root. That's all to the power of 1/2. Right? And then the plus y. And then this whole thing raised to the power of 1/5. Something like that. Is the answer choice C for 15. Alright? Cool. So 15 is C. Alright. Let's go on to the next one, number 16. Alright. This one says, what is a positive solution to this given equation? In my opinion, why don't we see what we have over here? Okay. So we can just divide it all by the square root of 4 minus x. So they get 2 plus 3 is 25 over the square root of 4 minus x. Okay. So this has to equal 5, because this is 5. And then 25 divided by 5 gives us 5. So square root of 4 minus 6. So if we do -1, then we'll get a positive 5, but we need a positive solution. So let's think about it. So how could we get a -5? If we do 9, then yes. So 16 is 9. 16 is 9. Alright. Number 17, we have the function f is defined by this equation. Alright. What is the value? Okay. It says that the x-intercept of x. So when is y 0? Well, if negative 2x is equal to negative 8, so that's when x equals 4. X equals 4. So 17 is 4. Alright. Number 18. Alright. We have these two equations. What is the value of y in this system of equations? I guess we can solve for x first and then find y. So let's see. If we add, should we add or subtract? Well, if we add, then it's going to be negative y minus y, which is negative 2y. So we should definitely subtract. So we'll get negative 3x. Negative 3x equals, and that's negative 4 minus negative 3 is a negative 4 plus 3, which is negative 1. So x is 3, I think. It's 9, 18, 27, 27. Let's see here. Minus 30 is what, 30? Well, let's see, if you put 3 in there, then we get 6, 12, 18, 9. Right here, why don't we just, oh, easy trick, y'all. Just get in the same form. You have y equals 9x plus 3. You have y equals 9x plus 3. And then you have, oh, so we can say 9x plus 3 equals, and then this would become 6x plus 4. 6x plus 4. Now we can find y. So bring this over here. So we get 3x equals 4 minus 3, which is 1. So x is 3. Hold up. So x is 1/3. Yeah, 1/3. So let's see. What's 1/3 of 6? 2. 2 minus 2. Right, 1/3 is 2. And then 2 minus 6. And then 3 minus 6. Yeah, 18 is 6. There we go. Alright, number 19 is this much. What is the value of n? Well, negative plus minus square root of 4ac. So 4 squared, negative plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So what is b squared? Well, 3 squared is 9. And then minus 4, ac is just 1. 4ac all over 2a, so 9 minus 4 is 5, so 19 is 5. 19 is 5. Alright. Number 20. 7 pi by 12 radians is greater than measure of angle b. How much greater is measure of angle than measure of angle b in degrees? It's just converted to degrees. So all you got to say is 7 by 12. Pi is in 180, so times 180. So divide by 6 is 2. Divide by 6 is 3. Alright, so it's just 7 times 30 over 2, which is 7 times 15. Right? 2, 6, 30, and 30 over 2 is 15. So 15 into 7, 35, 3, 7, 10. 105 is our answer. So this is 105. And we're done. Alright, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time for some other video. Hopefully this cleared some concepts and just made you better at SAT math with no calculator section. Alright, thank you guys.